Okay, good morning. So this will be our second lab module, which is about specific types of chemical reactions. So under this chapter 2, we will be having specific types of inorganic reactions. What are the hydrocarbons? Types of functional groups, which are the ethers, alcohol, thiols, amines, aldehyde, ketones, carboxylic acids, and its derivatives, polarity of organic substances, and of course, specific types of organic reactions.
Basically, there are two types of changes that occur in a matter. One is a physical change, such as an example for this is melting of ice to liquid water. So when we say physical change, matter transform into a different physical state. When you say different physical state, solid to liquid, solid to gas, gas to solid, and so on. So, ang nangyayari during changes, yung physical state lang yung nababago, but not the composition of a matter. Well, for example, if you cut the paper into pieces, those pieces of papers are still a paper kahit maliit man siya or malaki. So, paper pa din siya. And also, if you melt an ice into liquid, it's still an H2O. Another one of the changes are the chemical change. Matter changes its chemical identity from one compound to another, such as burning of food would produce you carbon dioxide and water molecules. Meaning there is already a change in the composition, you cannot turn it back to its original form. Okay? Such as when you burn a wood, it cannot be turned back to wood after it becomes a carbon dioxide and a water molecule. So when a reaction takes place in a aqueous solutions, there are different aqueous solution that may produce chemical reactions if only one, there are ions that can combine to form insoluble substances. Ang tawag doon ay precipitation reaction. So there are also ions that can neutralize each other. So it has something to do with the pH, such as the acid-base reaction. And the species can transfer electrons. But there is already a transfer of electrons, it is now called a redox reaction. So now we will focus first on the precipitation reaction, where when you combine ions, they can form insoluble substances. Okay, so this is an example of a precipitation reaction. So this will only occurs when the present ions in a solution pairs to form insoluble compound known as the precipitate. Okay, may be solid or colloidal in the form. When you say precipitate, para siyang namumuo, kung sa Tagalog, parang namumuong compound. Magnesium sulfate reacting with sodium hydroxide is an example of a precipitate reaction, which is magnesium hydroxide is the insoluble compound. How? Okay, so this is the rules for solubility when combining ions. So, these are the list of the usually soluble. These are the list of the usually insoluble. So, in order to predict whether the reaction will produce precipitate, you must remember the solubility rules. Again, you don't need to memorize the table. We will give this table during quiz or during exam. The target here is to check which of the products are considered insoluble substances. Okay, let's actually try to form a product. Okay, so let's actually try to dissociate magnesium sulfate and the sodium hydroxide. One of my techniques here is to get the group number para madali. For example, in sodium hydroxide, sodium is group number 1. Metal siya. Group number 1 metal sa periodic table, so its charge should be positive 1. Okay? So its counterpart, NaOH. Na is group number 1 metal, so it should be positive 1. Then the whole NaOH is actually equal to 0. So makikita mo yung NaOH, wala naman nakasulat charge, diba? So meaning 0. So mag-isip ka ng number that will be equal to, pag in-add sa positive 1, will be equal to 0. So, since OH is non-metal, diba non-metal siya, it is always negative. So, positive 1, para may plus, positive 1, so the number that could be added to positive 1 to become it 0, it should be negative 1. So, therefore, ang charge ng Na plus ng Na ay positive 1, ang charge ng OH ay negative 1. Now, let's go to magnesium sulfate. MgSO4. Magnesium is metal. It's always positive. At ang group number niya in periodic table is positive, is group number 2. So, therefore, its charge is positive 2. So, sulfur and oxygen are non-metal. So, therefore, its charge should be negative. And as you can see, wala naman makikitang charge yan. So, therefore, equals 0. So, a number that should be added to positive 2 to become a 0, it is negative 2. Okay? That's why, ang charge ng magnesium may positive 2. Ang charge ng sulfate ay negative 2 also. So, now you have to dissociate all of the ions. So, magnesium 2 plus, sulfate, sodium positive 1, and the hydroxide ion. Okay? Now, what should we do? We will have to check which of the combination could have a precipitate. Check natin si magnesium first. Okay, so what should we do? So this now becomes a double displacement. Precipitation is a type of a double displacement. So therefore, we should do a crisscross method. So Mg2 positive, SO42 negative. Tapos yung katapat niya ay dapat element, metal to metal, and yung hydroxide, which is OH. Okay. So, di ba tama? MgSO4 to kanina, kasi ito ay NaOH. Now, we do crisscross method. So, yung first will be Mg2 plus, tapos hydroxide. Tapos, yung isa ay Na positive, tapos SO42 negative. Pag ginawan mo siya ng product, it should be a charge to atom. So, yung 2 niya, bibigay kay OH, kaya OH2. Yung 1 ni OH, bigay kay magnesium, kaya magnesium hydroxide. Tapos yung isa, yung 1 ni sodium, bigay kay SO4. Tapos yung 2 ni sulfate, ibigay kay sodium. So, Na2SO4. Okay. Now, let's actually try to find which of the two products is a precipitate. Check natin ang Na2SO4 muna. It has a sodium, which is this. Sodium is soluble, so sol. Next, let's find sulfates. Sulfates are also soluble. So, the whole sodium sulfate is a soluble compound. Next, let's check magnesium. Magnesium, wala rito. Wala rin si magnesium dito. Wala rin si magnesium. Wala rin to. Wala dito. So, magnesium, wala sa rules. Wala rin dito, wala dito, wala dito, wala dito. However, it's another partner which is hydroxide is under the category of insoluble. So, i-check po natin. this is under the category of insoluble. Pero check natin if it is truly insoluble. Remember, magnesium is group number 2. At si hydroxide ay may exception. Nagiging soluble si hydroxide. Again, nagiging soluble si hydroxide if ang kapartner niya is ammonium. Lahat ng group number 1A, metals, strontium, barium, at calcium. So, nasa exception ba siya? Wala. Kasi group number 2, si magnesium. Therefore, magnesium hydroxide is considered as insoluble compound. So, this is what you call precipitate. So, since magnesium and hydroxide can form precipitate, which is magnesium hydroxide, and sodium and sulfate did not participate in the precipitation because they are soluble compounds. They are called spectator ions. Okay. Tatandaan yung ions na hindi nag-form ng precipitate or hindi siya insoluble compound, those are called spectator ions. So, sino ba yung soluble natin kanina? Si sodium sulfate. So, therefore, ang spectator ions mo ay sodium and of course, the sulfate ions. Okay? In summary, this is your precipitate and this is your soluble compound. And this is your spectator ions. Yun lang yung mga parts ng precipitation reaction. Okay, so this one, I'll try to do an A2SO4 and BaCl2 as an example. Then the rest, kayo na bahala. The first thing that you have to do is to form products. Products muna. So, kagaya nito, Na2SO4 tapos BaCl2. Gawa muna tayo ng products via criss-cross method. So, you have Na2, then SO4, Ba, then of course the Cl2. Then you have to do criss-cross methods, which is the BaSO4 plus Na2Cl2, which is also 2NaCl. So our product will be sodium chloride and BaSO4. So if we're going to check the two compounds that we form, first one is the sodium chloride. Check natin. Sodium is under the soluble. And chlorine is also under the soluble. So, the whole compound is soluble. Basically, the sodium and the chlorine are called spectator ions because they do not form precipitate. Now, let's go with the barium sulfate. Yes, sulfate is also soluble. However, there are exceptions na si sulfate can become insoluble if it has a calcium, if it has a strontium, if it has a barium, or it has a lead sulfate. So, therefore, barium here is under the exemption of sulfate na si sulfate ay nagiging insoluble kapag meron siyang kapartner na barium. So, therefore, si barium sulfate is considered as insoluble. Therefore, this will be your precipitate. Acid are substances whose action is a proton or hydrogen. Another term for H plus is a proton. Bases are substances whose anion is actually hydroxide or the OH negative. So, when hydrogen and OH combine, it becomes water, and that is called neutralization reaction. Why? Because an acid plus a base, it will always form a salt and water. So, these products na salt and water ay galing sa isang neutralization reaction. Water and salt will only form if one is an acid and the other reactant is a base. Okay, let's have an example here, which is hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. So if you're going to separate them, HCl is H positive and chlorine negative. So sodium hydroxide, sodium positive and hydroxide ion. So gagawin lang dyan would be the crisscross method. So HNOH will be H2O, Na, then the Cl would be the what you call azole. So to identify which of the reactant is an acid, kung sino yung merong hydrogen. So this is your acid. Kung sino may hydroxide will be your base. So ang tawag dito is neutralization process. Okay, last of the reaction under inorganic is the oxidation reduction, or what we call redox reactions. So this type of reaction involves transfer of electrons between two species. In oxidation reduction or redox reaction, two reactions are happening simultaneously, sabay nangyayari. Oxidation, when you say oxidation, Leora. Okay. Oxidation means it loses electron. The process of losing an electron is called oxidation. And the one or the element or the compound that loses an electron is called reducing agent. Okay? The other process will be reduction reaction, or what we call GEROA. GEROA is where a substance gains an electron, and the process of gaining an electron is called reduction. And that element or compound that gains an electron or undergoes reduction is called oxidizing agent. Okay, tandaan ha. Leora, lose electron, oxidation, reducing agent. GEROA, gain electron, reduction, oxidizing agent. But you always have to remember that in a redox reaction, only one will undergo oxidation and only one will undergo reduction. And your reducing agent, Ra, and oxidizing agent, OA, so reducing agent and oxidizing agent are always found sa reactants. Tandaan yan ha. And also one oxidation, one reduction happens in a redox reaction. Okay? So before we could identify who is the oxidizing agent, who is the reducing agent, we need to understand oxidation number. So we will have to check if the oxidation from your reactant increases in your product or it decreases in your product. So that's how we identify which are the OA and the RA. But how do we know this chart? There are different rules in oxidation number. Number one is that all single elements, lahat ng element na nakikita niyo sa periodic table that is single in a reaction is considered as a zero if it doesn't have a charge. Okay? For example, nakita nyo, sulfur lang, wala siyang charge. Therefore, it is considered as zero. Zinc plus copper sulfate. Okay? Tapos zinc sulfate plus copper. Okay, for example, here, sa reaction nito, you saw that zinc, a single element. Again, rule number one, single element. ang nakita mo wala siyang charge, therefore, this is already considered as 0. Okay? Copper, single element, therefore, 0. Okay? Another one, in rule number 1, rule number 1 is single element is always equal to 0 if no charge. Okay? Again, if no charge. Ano pa? All of your diatomic molecule. Sino yun? Have no fear on ice cold beer. Hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas, fluorine gas, oxygen gas, iodine gas, chlorine gas, and bromine gas are all equal to 0. Okay? Kapag nakita nyo sila na alone, ito mga diatomic molecule, they are considered as 0. H2 plus O2 yielding to H2O. Okay. As you can see, those are diatomic molecule na alone lang, mag-isa. So, therefore, automatic, its oxidation number is 0. Okay? Next. For monoatomic ion is equal to its ion charge. Okay. So, if ang single element mo ay may charge, therefore, that is the charge. Okay? For example, ito example ng number 2 ha. Ne positive plus Cl negative equals NaCl. So as you can see, sodium here is a single element. However, its oxidation is not 0 because it has an indicated oxidation number or charge, which is positive 1. So, Cl is also a single element. It is not 0 kasi it has an indicated charge. So, negative 1 ang charge niya. Therefore, its oxidation number is negative 1. Okay, tatanan ha. If a single element has a charge, that will be its oxidation number. If a single element doesn't have a charge, its oxidation number is 0. Aside from that, all of your diatomic molecule, all of your H2N, 2F, 2O, 2I, 2Cl, 2Br2 are always 0. Okay? Next, the sum of oxidation number values of the atoms in the molecular formula unit of a compound should always be equal to 0 unless if it has a charge. Kunwari, si H2O, wala ka namang nakikitang charge. Therefore, the whole oxidation number ng water ay 0. Unlike kapag sulfate, SO4 2 negative, it has a charge, therefore the oxidation number of the whole SO4 is negative 2. Ano pa? Ammonia, NH4 positive. It has a charge, which is positive 1. So the whole oxidation number of NH4 is positive 1. Okay? Next. Ano pang tatandaan? Group number 1 is always positive 1. Group number 2 sa periodic table is always positive 2. Hydrogen is always positive 1 if it is combined with non-metal. Okay? Kagaya ng HCl. Diba? H, tapos ang na-combine sa kanya non-metal. So, therefore, this is positive 1, not negative 1. Hydrogen can only be negative 1 if its partner is a metal or a boron. Tatandaan. Fluorine is always negative 1. Oxygen is negative 2 in all compounds except fluorine. Okay, for example, SO4, 2 negative. So, as you can see, ang kapartner niya ay hindi fluorine at hindi siya peroxide. So, therefore, oxygen is always negative 2. Okay? When you see peroxide, it is the H2O2. Kapag ganyan yung formula na nakita ninyo, or compound na nakita, automatic that oxygen is negative 1. Okay? Then the rest, it is negative 2. Next. All of your group numbers 7A in periodic table are negative 1. Okay, I will try first number 1. Sige, number 3. Okay? So, NH3 muna tayo. NH3. Si ammonia. As you can see, this one is a compound that doesn't have a charge. Automatically, it is actually 0. Okay? Next. Hydrogen. May hydrogen siya, which is in the rules. Ang kapartner na nitrogen ay non-metal, which is hydrogen should be positive 1. So, dito ay positive 1. So, therefore, however, nitrogen is not on the rule. It is group number 5. So, we have to compute for its oxidation number. How? So, oxidation number ni hydrogen ay 1 times ilan yung atoms? 3. Ilan daw yung total? 0. Plus, nitrogen, we don't know the oxidation number X. Then, ilan yung atoms ng nitrogen? Isa lang naman. Therefore, 1X or X lang. So, therefore, X plus times to 3 equals 0. So, what will be the X? Transpose sa kabila. When you transpose a positive to the other side, it becomes a negative. So, X is equal to negative 3. So, the oxidation number of nitrogen is negative 3. So, let's try if it will be equal to 0. So, negative 3, ilan yung atom? 1 plus 1 na oxidation ni hydrogen times 3 equals 0. Kaya, negative 3 plus 3, it is equals to 0. So, therefore, we have correct oxidation number that nitrogen is negative 3 and hydrogen is positive 1. Okay? I'll try the other one. The other one is the Cr2O7, 2 negative. Okay, now let's go Cr2O7, 2 negative or the dichromate. So, Cr2O7, negative 2. Okay? Since it has a charge, that will be the oxidation number of the whole compound, which be negative 2. So, let's check if chromium is on the list. It's not on the list. It's not group number 1A, hindi rin siya group 2A, hindi rin siya group 7A. So, therefore, it will be calculated. So, oxygen is on the list, which is, it is not a peroxide, hindi siya H2O2. So, therefore, its oxidation number is negative 2. So, basically, oxygen is negative 2. Isulat na kagad. Oxygen is negative 2. But we all have to calculate your chromium, or Cr. So, write first the oxidation ng oxygen, which is negative 2. Then, you have to multiply the atom, which is 7, plus, let's Cr as X. However, it has a atom. Unlike yung kanina, it doesn't have an atom. So, therefore, it is just X. However, this one, it has an atom which is 2. So, it will be written as 2X. Now, we calculate the X, which is Cr. So, 2X plus, multiply, negative 14 equals negative 2. Then, of course, you have to combine like terms. So, 2x equals, ililipat si negative 14 dito, since negative siya, when you transpose, it becomes positive, or the opposite charge. So, therefore, negative 2 plus 14. Then, 2x equals 12. Kasi negative 2 plus 14 is 12. Now, to get the x value, you have to divide both sides by 2. So, therefore, x is equals to 6. So, therefore, chromium is 6. So, Cr is equals to positive 6. Let's actually check if we actually combine the number of the oxidation numbers will be equals to 0. Okay, let's try. Okay, so, Cr is actually positive 6. Then it has atom of 2 plus oxygen is negative 2 times atom of 7. What will be the final oxidation of the whole compound? So 6 times 2 is 12 plus negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. So therefore, 12 plus negative 14 is negative 2. So therefore, tama tayo that the oxidation number, whole oxidation number of dichromate is negative 2 if the oxidation number of chromium is positive 6 and oxygen is negative 2. Okay? Okay, now this number 2, number 4, number 5, you have to do this as practice exercise at home. Okay? So, again, oxidation number pa lang yun. Wala pa siyang redox reactions. In redox reactions, we have to identify what happens to the oxidation number from your reactants to product, if it increases or if it decreases. Okay, we have the term Leora, losing electron, oxidation, reducing agent. So what happens during oxidation? There is an increase of oxidation number from reactant to product. When you say reduction or gaining of electron, there is a decrease of oxidation number from the reactant to the product. Tatandaan na, baliktad. When you lose an electron or oxidation, you increase the oxidation number. When you gain an electron, you decrease the oxidation number. Okay, let's try this kung sino yung mag-undergo ng reduction. As you can see here, zinc is a single element. Zinc lang siya, single element that doesn't have a charge. So therefore, this is 0. Okay? Your hydrogen is actually positive 1. So ang charge niya ay positive 1. Zinc has a charge. So its oxidation number is positive 2. H2. Diatomic yan. Diba? Kasama siya sa have no fear on ice cold beer. So, therefore, siya ay 0 also. So, let's check if it increases or decreases. So, zinc 2, zinc 0, siya ay naging zinc 2 positive. The other one, 2H positive, siya ay naging H2 0. Okay? So, as you can see, zinc, so number line natin, 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. If it is an increasing value, so therefore, this is the Leora oxidation process. If it is a decreasing value, kunwari, si 1 naging negative 3, si negative 1 naging negative 2. So therefore, this is a gaining of electron or what you call reduction process. Okay? So as you can see, your 0 becomes positive 2. So therefore, this is what you call losing electron. The process is oxidation. And the one that loses the electron is called reducing agent. Pero which one? Is it the zinc 0 or the zinc 2 positive? Diba? I've said kanina, your reducing agent and oxidizing agent should always be found on the reactant. Okay? It's always found in the reactant. So, reactant mo dyan is the zinc 0. So, that is your reducing agent. Okay? As you can see, tama siya. Zinc increased from 0 to 2, hence it is oxidized. Big sabihin, it undergoes oxidation process or losing of an electron. Okay? And zinc 0, ang tinatawag natin reducing agent. Okay? Next. How about yung isa? 2 hydrogen positive, naging 0. Pababa yung value, positive 1, naging 0 siya. So, therefore, that process is reducing, okay, or reduction. So, you are gaining an electron this process called reduction, and the one that is undergoing reduction or gaining of electron is called oxidizing agent. Tandaan, between H positive and H hydrogen gas 0, si H positive ang nasa reactant. So therefore, siya ang oxidizing agent. Tama ulit tayo. Hydrogen decrease from positive 1 to 0, hence it is reduced. When you say reduce, reduction, gaining of electron, reduction, and your hydrogen is one called oxidizing agent. Okay, I'll try one, then the rest kayo na. So again, number 3, to try ko. As you can see here, nickel has a charge, so this is your oxidation. Cr is a single element, 0. Nickel is actually 0. Chromium is positive 2. So yung mga magkakamukha, nickel to nickel, chromium to chromium. So as you can see, Ni2 positive becomes Ni0. Cr0 becomes Cr2 positive. Gawa ulit tayo ng number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Pataas ang value, Leora. Decreasing value, that is Jeroa. Okay, so you can see positive 2 decreases to 0. So therefore, that is called gaining of an electron, reduction, oxidizing agent. So ano ang process ng nickel to nickel reduction? It gains an electron, and your oxidizing agent, nakikita lang sa reactant, which is this one. So this is your oxidizing agent. Okay. Next, let's try the other one. 0 to 2. 0, pataas ang value niya. So, Leora. So, that is oxidation process. So, this is oxidation. As you can see, your reducing agent will be found in your reactant, which is the Zr0. So, this is your reducing agent. Okay? The second part of the discussion are the organic chemistry, specifically targeting the hydrocarbons in the functional group. So before that, what is an organic chemistry? So organic chemistry is the chemistry of your compounds of carbon. Also, the compounds of carbon are relatively connected to hydrogen, nitrogen, and of course, oxygen. Sometimes sulfur halogens also, and the phosphorus. The carbon atom can share 4 valence electron. Why? Carbon is group number 4. Group 4. That's why it has 4 valence electrons on its outer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to satisfy octet rule, it can form 4 covalent bonds also. Okay? So it can able to bond with another to form long chains and of course rings. Example will be this one and this one and this one. So carbon can form single, double, or triple bond. It can also form rings, kagaya nito. Sa bawat corner nito, there is a carbon present. Okay? And it has the ability to form an immense diversity of A compounds. Molecular formula is the number of atom per element. Expanded formula, kagaya ng C2H6, pag in-expand yan, dalawang carbon, and connected yung dalawang carbon. Kung connected yung dalawang carbon, ilan na lang yung matitira? Sige, I'll draw. So, dalawang carbon daw. Then it is connected. A carbon has 4, diba? So, if you're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, filled na yung tig-isang electron nila, bonded na. But you'll have 6. So, therefore, 1 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen, 3 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen, 5 hydrogen, 6 hydrogen. So, as you can see, kapag binilang natin yung number of carbons, number of electrons si carbon would have 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 si first carbon. Si second kaya, 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 electrons then. Okay? If you're going to do condensed naman, per carbon yan, sabihin ito muna, C, tapos tatlong hydrogen, kaya CH3. The other one, C, tapos tatlong hydrogen, kaya CH3, CH3. And its skeletal formula natin, line lang yon. When you say skeletal, it's a line, sometimes line angle. Kada isang dulo or end of a line is one carbon. So, carbon 1, carbon 2. Then, you don't have to write the hydrogen. So, ganun lang siya kasi. Isang line lang to. Okay? So, let's have butane as a line angle. Sa line angle ng butane, ilan ang carbon? Isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat. So, dapat ang dulo ng lines ay apat. So, isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat. Then you don't need to write the hydrogen. Pentane. Isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat, lima. So, isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat, lima. 5 angles. Okay? Okay, so hydrocarbons are compound composed of only carbon and hydrogen. Tatandaan, kapag hydrocarbon, CH bonds lang. We have your alkanes. You can only see carbon, single carbon. So, single bonded carbons. When you say alkenes, double bonded carbons. When you say alkynes, triple bonded carbons. And if you see arenes, these are rings or the benzene ring. Isa lang naman ang sure na benzene. Ito lang yan. So, these are your arenes. Meron din tayong tinatawag na cycloalkanes. So, ito yung mga cyclic na single-bonded. Cycloalkenes, ito yung mga cyclic na merong double bond. Cycloalkynes, ito yung mga cycloalkynes, yung mga cyclics na triple bonded naman. Okay, so just a short discussion ng nomenclature of a hydrocarbon. You have to know the parent name, the longest chain as much as possible, name of the substituents, and its location of the substituent. But we will focus on the parent name. Okay? Kagaya nito, find the longest chain. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kaya hindi yun longest. May possible others pa. Kaya natin to. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon, 5 carbon, 6 carbon, 7 carbon, 8 carbon. So, meaning this is the parent chain and itong nakalabas will be a substituent. Let's try finding a parent name. By the way, there are prefixes. If it's 1 carbon met, 2 carbon et, 3 carbon prop, 4 is but, 5 is pent, 6 is ane, 7 is hep, 8 is oc, 9 is non, 10 is dec. So, if it is an alkane, single bonded, you end it with ane. Kaya methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane. Pero kapag ito naman ay alkene or the double bond, may double bond, you end it with ene. Kagaya ng propene, butene, pentene, hexene, heptene. Kapag naman triple bonded, end it with ine. Alkyne, hexine, heptine. Pag naman substituent, you end it with il. So, when you see substituent, not part of the parent chain, ha? For example, dito, counting nga natin dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Longest na kaya yun? I don't think so. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it the longest kaya? Let's try another way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ito na kaya? Let's try another way. Follow kaya natin to. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is non-name. 9 is non. And it is single-bonded lang lahat. This is non-name. Okay? Pag nakakita kayo na meron ditong double bond, ayan, may nakaganyan, non-name ng tawag dyan. Pag triple bond, non-name. Okay? So, we also have some rules to choose what is a perfect parent chain. You should choose as much as possible the one that has many of the substituent. Okay, for example, you have two choices here as parent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, ito another way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both are the longest chain, but which one you should choose? As you can see, this has 1, 2 substituents. Pag ito namang another way, you have 1, 2, 3. So, tatlo ang substituent. The more, the better. So, you have to choose the parent chain that will give you the highest number of substituent. Kaya, this is the correct way of identifying the parent chain. Okay? There are also hydrocarbons that are in cyclo. Kagaya nito, ring. When you say cyclo ring, isa, dalawa, tatlo. Tatlo is prop. Single-bonded lahat, kaya propane. Cycloshari. Another one, cycloto. Pero 1, 2, 3, 4. So, this is a bute. Single bond, kaya butane. Lastly, this is also cyclorine siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this is, 5 is pen. Kaya cyclopentane. Okay, so this will be an exercise for you to identify the parent name. Kindly do it at home po as a practice. Now, let's go.
So, properties of an alkanes are that they are single bonded. As you can see from a carbon, single bonded by another carbon. So, for the formula of the alkanes, we have CnH2n plus 2. For example, you have to identify the number of hydrogen for a propane. So, propane, we all know that it is a 3-carbon alkane which we will use a formula of CH2n plus 2 wherein n is equals to 3 kaya C3H2 times 3 plus 2. So you have C3H2 times 3, 6 plus 2, 8. So ang formula for a propane is C3H8. Okay, you have to take note as the molecular size of the alkane, meaning yung carbon chain, mas dumadaming carbon, the higher the boiling point and of course the melting point. So kung dito, from methane to decane, since decane is a 10 carbon chain, siya ang may pinakamataas na melting point and boiling point. Kasi mahirap ma-break ang isang mahabang carbon chain. It is also called as paraffins. They have low affinity compounds because they do not react as most with chemicals. They will burn in flame, produce carbon dioxide, water, and heat. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo yung mga gas natin is actually an alkane such as butane gas, methane gas, propane gas, and so on. So, alkenes naman, on the other hand, is double bonded. C, double bond carbon. So, ang tawag dyan is also an olefins. Okay? The formula for this is CnH2n. We use the same prefix. Gumagamit tayo ng same prefix kagaya ng sa alkane. Pero, we change the dulo with ENE. ENE means double bond. For example, instead of octane, octene ang tawag kasi may double bond. Pentane, pentene ang tawag. Okay? So, for example, this one is a butene. Paano makuha ang number of hydrogen dyan? You just use CnH2n. C means carbon, H means hydrogen. Ang number ng carbon mo should always equal to N. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, N is 4. So, C4, 2 times 4. So, ang final formula mo, molecular formula for butene, C4H8. So, ganyan lang ang formula for an alkene. So, it is insoluble in water and other organic solvents such as benzene. Okay? More polar, high pure boiling point for this one. So, we also have an arene, which is a to cyclic structure, arene. Ang arene should have a alternating double and single bond. Tatlong double, tatlong single bond. Tilangin natin ng double bond dito sa benzene. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. So, tatlo double bond niya. Ilan yung single bond? Isa, dalawa, tatlo. So, ang single bond ay isa. Yan ang criteria to be considered an arene, ha? So, for example, ang nakita mo ganito lang siya, that is not an arene. Ang tawag dyan, cyclo. Kahit anumang close ring yan, basta hindi alternating double and single, ang tawag lang dyan is cyclo. Okay? Depende na lang if single bond ring lang siya, so cyclohexene, for example, pero kung may double bond, cyclohexene. Pag may triple, cyclohexane. Pero kapag nakita nyo ganito na yung structure, that is already an arene. It is a cyclic conjugated structure. Conjugated means the alternating double and single. Non-polar ito, insoluble in water due to hydrophobic nature. Generally stable and it is a flammable material. Lastly are the most unsaturated hydrocarbon, which are alkane. When you say unsaturated hydrocarbon, may pinaka-konting hydrogen. Okay, for example, si butane. Okay? Butane, but means 4 again. So, kung compute mo yung formula ng butane, N equals to C. So, ang N mo is 4 kasi but. So, C, 4. H is 2 times 4 minus 2. So, ano formula? C4H. 4 times 2, 8 minus 2, 6. So, ang formula ng butane ay C4H6. Okay? Yung first three alkynes are gases and the next classified alkyne are considered as liquids. Alkynes are slightly
To the
polar in
different types of functional groups. These are all the examples of functional groups that pertain to certain structure. When you see it's an alcohol, it has the OH bond. Amine has the NH2. Aldehyde has the C double bond OH. Ketone has the C double bond OR group. When you see R group, it's a carbon group. Carboxylic has the COOH double bonded. Ester is the C double bond OOR or carbon group. Amide is the C double bond ONH. Okay, tatandaan lahat yan ha. Yan ang definitions ng ating functional group. The first functional group that we have is an ether, which is it has an oxygen bonded to two carbons. So this is basically C single bond O C. Kapag nakita niyo sa structure, COC single bonded, kagaya nito. Pagka ito ay dinisperse, COC, hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. Nasaan ang ether dito? This is your ether part or the single bond O C. So examples of ethers, vitamin E, ito siya, COC, Morphine is also an example of an ether. Fluoxetine is also an example of an ether. So vitamin E is an antioxidant. Morphine is analgesic. Fluoxetine is a powerful antidepressant. Another functional group is the alcohol. Alcohol, ma-identify niyo siya with the presence of the hydroxyl group or the OH. Okay? Kagaya nito, ethanol. Ethanol has one, two. So, two carbon. So, Tapos may OH siya, kaya ethanol. Next. Propanol. So, one, two, three. Then may OH siya. Diba? And of course, 2-propanol or the isopropyl. 1, 2, 3, tatlong carbon. Pero nasa carbon number 2 kasi nakakabit yung hydroxyl. That's why 2-propanol. Sometimes isopropyl alcohol. And the alcohol that can be consumed only is the ethyl alcohol or ethanol. But a very low percentage. Ang pinaka-dangerous actually pag in-intake mo is methanol. Unfortunately, there are methanol poisoning. Why? Sometimes, in the distillation process of alcohols, nagkukulang sila ng time. And instead of ethanol, they produce methanol, which is highly toxic sa katawan natin. In ethanol kasi, sa body natin, we have acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. Acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. Okay? Kasi ethanol, once inside the body, it is converted to ethanol. And the one that breaks down ethanol is the acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. However, in our body, kapag nakapag-intake ka ng methanol, we do not have the methanol dehydrogenase. So, therefore, it is very dangerous po. Okay? Another term for methanol, formaldehyde. So, di ba kapag nagkaroon ng formaldehyde sa katawan, it is highly toxic kasi we cannot break down formaldehyde sa body because we don't have formaldehyde dehydrogenase. So, formaldehyde or methanol are just the same. Next is thiols, which is a compound containing an SH group. So, thiols are known for their very unpleasant odor. So, kapag nakita niyo sa structure, meron siyang SH. That is already a thiol group. Next is the amines. Amines are derivatives of ammonia designated as primary, secondary, or tertiary structure. Amine is the nitrogen groups. So, sometimes it is primary, meaning your nitrogen group is connected to one carbon group. Kapag naman yung nitrogen group natin is connected to 2 carbon group, that is secondary. Kapag naman si nitrogen natin is connected to 3 carbon group, that is called tertiary naman. So, great examples of your amine are the morphine. Cocaine is an amine also. Nicotine is also an amine. And some of the naturally occurring amines are vital to neurochemistry, which are your adrenaline or the fight or flight hormone. That is an amine. Noradrenaline, so the one responsible for your heart rate, is also an amine group. Dopamine, emotions natin, motor skills, is also an amine group. Next will be the aldehyde. Aldehyde is a functional group composed of carbonyl. So this is the C double bond OH. Okay? Kagaya nito, C double bond OH, that is methanol. It's a formaldehyde. Ethanol naman, or acetaldehyde, C double bond OH din siya. Ketones is a C double bond group. C double bond OR group or the COC. Ang tawag ko dito actually C double bond OC or carbon group. So you can see C double bond O carbon group. Kagaya ito, C double bond OH aldehyde yan. This one is C double bond O, C ketone dito. Usually, ang name ng mga ketones may own sa dulo. Kagaya nito, this is propanone. Tatlong carbon, prop, and may ketone siya, propanone ang tawag. Next will be the carboxylic acid. Carboxylics are the C double bond O H. Acetic acid is a great example of a carboxylic. C double bond OH, acetic acid yan. So, paano ang naming yan? Usually, oic acid. Tapos, dalawang carbon pa siya. Ethanoic acid or commonly called as acetic acid. We also have different derivatives ng carboxylic such as the esters. Ang ester natin is the C double bond OOR group. Kaya gaya nito, sa carboxylic, C double bond OOH. Sa ester, C double bond OOR group or the C double bond OOC group. Kaya gaya nito, ethyl acetate, C double bond OOC group, C double bond OOC group, C double bond OO the C group. And kagaya din ito, C double bond OOC group. Amides is also a derivative of carboxylic acid, but this one is a C double bond O nitrogen group. Or basta C double bond OO nitrogen group. Kagaya ng acetamide, CONH2, primary amide dyan kasi only one carbon group is connected. Methyl acetaldehyde is C double bond O and group. So, dalawang carbon group connected sa kanya, secondary amine. Pag tertiary amide naman, tatlong carbon group ang nakakonect dito. Okay? A great example of the ring structures ng amide are the lactams. So, if an amide is on a ring structure, this is already called as a lactam. The last derivative is the anhydride. There are two carbonyl groups bonded on the same oxygen. Kagaya nito, CO, C double bond O. When you say carbonyl, C double bond O, ha? C double bond O and another C double bond O, dalawa. Two carbonyl groups where they are bonded by an oxygen. Ang tawag dyan ay anhydrides.
So, this is the summary of polarity, and you have to take note that alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes are considered non-polar. Ethers are slightly polar. However, most of them are non-polar. There are some ethers na considered as polar, pero most of them ay non-polar. Alcohols are polar because of the OH group. Thiols are non-polar. Aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids are all polar because of the OH group then. They can do hydrogen bonding. Now, let's go to general types of organic chemical reactions. First that we have to discuss is the general types of organic, such as the addition, elimination, substitution, and arrangement. Okay, so dito, ano lang ang papansinin natin? In addition reaction, if you want to integrate a reactant to another reactant, when you see addition reaction, para tong ano, if you remember yung discussion natin ng hydration process, si water nag-break ng bond dun sa isa para mapasok yung buong water. That is an example also of an addition reaction. Para mapasok ito buong A, B na to, for example, you must have to break a bond. Okay? Kapag na-break yung bond na yan, of course, one of the electrons ng bond na na-break will be given to another carbon and the other one will be given to another carbon. Okay? And of course, yung reactant mo na pag-break ng bond natin, therefore, will be attached to the unbonded electron. That's why you have this one na type of a product.
So,
Yun lang ang iintindihin natin dito. We don't have to understand kung bakit si A nasa isang carbon, bakit si B nasa isang carbon. There is actually a specific rule. Pero dito, ano lang ang titingnan? Sinong tinarget ng reactant natin? Doon sa isang bond ng double bond. Na natanggal, therefore nagkaroon ng unbonded electrons, didikit na yung ating reactant doon sa dalawang unbonded electrons ng carbon. Okay? So that is addition. May pi bonds na mabibreak dito. So elimination reaction, kabaliktaran siya. So this is an exact opposite of an addition reaction where you remove a molecule or an element, then you form a compound. So for example, here, you remove an atom dito sa reactant na to. Of course, nag-break yung bond ng atoms na yan from the carbon. Unbonded ngayon si carbon here. Kapag natanggal na yung atoms na yan from that organic molecule, since meron silang parehong unbonded and wala ng other reactants, they can now form what you call a pi bond. So, kapag nag-form na yung pi bond, meron ka na ulit double bond. So, baliktad dito. Kung dito sa addition, break the pi bond, introduce the molecule. Dito, remove the atoms, then you form a pi bond. Then you have now your double bond. The third one is elimination, which is dehydration as an example. When you say dehydration reaction, you remove a water molecule. Okay? So I have discussed this last time. Dehydration is a removal of a water. But this is different from condensation na. Si condensation kasi, you remove water, the then two molecules. Here kasi, you just have to remove a water molecule. Then, you form pi bond. So, you remove water, then form a pi bond or mag-form na ng double bond. Okay? So, kagaya nito, si third butyl, kagaya nito, si tertyltyl, tinanggalan ng OH. Pag tinanggalan yan, unbonded yung isang electron dyan. Then, yung carbon dito, kung mapapansin nyo, tatanggalan niya ng isang hydrogen, kaya naging 2 na lang. So, therefore, here, mapapansin nyo, instead na tatlo, kulang siya ng isang hydrogen. So, therefore, meron siyang unbonded electron na naman. Kasi tinanggal naman ng hydrogen eh. So, now it will form a double bond. Kaya may double bond ito. Okay? Here then in cyclohexanol. Here kasi in every side, there is a imaginary hydrogen. Okay? Kapag naka-cyclic form kasi or line angle, merong mga imaginary hydrogen dyan. Okay? So here, OH will be removed kapag tinanggal yan. Unbonded yung carbon dito. Kapag tinanggal to isang hydrogen dito, unbonded na naman yung carbon here. Now it could form the double bond. Na-remove mo si water. Okay? So, tatanungin nyo, ano to ma'am, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid? May makikita kayong mga ganyan that is just a it is used as a catalyst lang for the reaction para mapabilis pero wala siyang uh, walang matatanggal sa kanya, walang mababago sa kanya. It is just there to make the reaction faster. Ang tawag dyan is a catalyst. So, usually, dehydration is an acid catalyst reaction. Ibig sabihin, kailangan lang siya ng sulfuric acid or phosphoric acid or any strong acid to make the reaction faster. Kasi mahirap magtanggal ng water sa isang reaction. The last one is a substitution reaction. When you say substitute, you replace. Nagkapalit ng pwesto. So from here, yung Y natin, mapapalitan lang nung reactant natin na isa. So, ganun lang kapag ka substitution reaction. Okay? So this is an example of a substitution reaction where, for example, hydrogen is being replaced by an electrophile. Kaya si electrophile ang pumalit, si hydrogen ay nailaba. So, yun lang ang substitution na dapat niyong
Lastly is the
tandaan. Rearrangement reaction where there is a changes in position within the molecule. Kagaya nito, R, nalipat dito, si X nalipat lang dito. Yan. So, ganun lang kasimple. That is rearrangement reaction. Ang tawag siyan kapag nagkakaroon ng rearrangement or change in position within the molecule lang ha, ay isomers. Okay, let's identify this. What type of organic reaction is shown below? Okay, so for number one, pansinin nyo kagad na si water na wala siya sa product. Okay? So, pansinin nyo, dito single bond lahat, dito double bond. So, ibig sabihin, sa madaling salita, si water pinasok sa molecule, nagkaroon ng breakage ng bond. So, alam niyo na kagad yan, dapat yan ay addition. Okay? Kubalikan natin. Si addition, for example, si molecule na to, nilagay doon, tinanggalan yung pi bond natin, nag-break, therefore, pinasok yung buong molecule. Addition reaction yan. Okay? Which is specifically, diniscuss ko sa inyo that this is a type addition. Under addition, ang tawag dito ay hydration. Diniscuss ko last
Number
time, di ba?
two.
Hydration. Pansinin nyo na kagad sa product, may BR ka dito, may natanggal na BR. So, here din, may natanggal
na
kang
BR.
atom doon sa isang molecule at nagka-double bond, anong tawag? Elimination. So, ganun nyo lang siya iintindihan na may na-form bang double bond, edi elimination. Okay? Okay,
Number
kung
three.
papansinin nyo, wala kang another reactant, isa lang ang reactant mo, isa lang din naman ang product mo, nag-change ng position yung double bond, lumipat, so ang tawag dyan ay rearrangement. Again, may change of positions, so therefore rearrangements. Si hydrogen dito nawala, nalipat dito, so rearrangement ang tawag. Which yung mga molecules na yan, ang tawag ay isomers. Okay, number 4, check din natin. Kung papansinin nyo, straight line siya, pero nung nasa product na, iba na yung formation niya, pero same number of carbon pa din. 1, 2, 3, 4, apat. 1, 2, 3, 4, apat na carbon pa din. Ay yung hydrogen kaya. 3, 6, 8, 10. 10 ng hydrogen. Hydrogen dito. 3, 6, 9, 10. 10 hydrogen. This is also called as isomers din ang tawag sa molecule na yan. Again, kapag ka ang number of atoms sa reactant ay the same lang nung nasa product na siya, that is also called as rearrangements. Okay, now let's identify what type of organic reaction is shown below. Okay, so number 5, as you can see, tinanggal yung hydrogen dito, nilipat yung part na reactant dito. Nagkapalit yan, so therefore that is already called as substitution. Okay, next, this one. May nag-break yung bond, therefore hydrochloric acid, nilipat dito, yung Cl nilagay dito, imaginary at hydrogen. Yung unbonded. So, ang tawag ay also addition.
Okay. So let's have the specific types of organic reactions. So the types of organic reactions organic molecule can participate in is largely dependent to the functional groups that is present. Okay, most of the biochemical reactions would have to focus on the functional groups. Kagaya nito, if you remember, we have here, ang tawag dito is actually oxidation. There are two meanings of oxidation. It's either, remember this one na, you remove hydrogen atoms, two hydrogen atoms, or you add oxygen. Ay, oxygen. Okay, that's the meaning of an oxidation. So as you can see here, this is an acetaldehyde. This is an aldehyde, which contains a C double bond OH. From that, it will insert one oxygen through what you call oxidation process. Anong target part na pupuntahan ng oxygen, which is kung nasaan yung hydrogen. So as you can see, it becomes a C double bond OH. So from a C double bond OH, it becomes a C double bond OOH, which is, this is an aldehyde. It becomes now a carboxylic acid. Okay, so that's why from acetaldehyde, nag-add ng isang oxygen through oxidation sa part ng hydrogen, it becomes a carboxylic acid. Ang bagong pangalan niya is an acetic acid. Okay? So, an example of this in biochem is in the formation of glucose, oxidation of a glucose into what we call sugar acid. Okay? So, from a simple glucose forming into a sugar acid, from the term itself, sugar acid, it should become a carboxylic acid. So, ang mangyayari, from a C double bond OH, which is again an aldehyde, it becomes a C double bond OOH, which is already a carboxylic acid. Okay? So, this is the example in biochem. Another one, we have what we call hydration of alkenes from our last discussion. Hydration means you insert water again. It breaks the pi bond. Then, of course, inserts water or H2O. So, as you can see, pag nag-break to, kagaya ng diniscuss natin last time, nag-break yung pi bond, insert tayo ng H2O. Ang hiwalay ng H2O is hydrogen and the hydroxide. One carbon receives the hydrogen, one carbon receives the hydroxide. So, from a double bonded alkene, it becomes an alcohol. Alcohol. So, alkene to alcohol. Okay? So, an example nito in the biochem, biomolecules is, this is from, makikita to sa Krebs cycle, which is a fumarate. May enzyme tayong fumarase, which would be the one to insert water sa ating fumarate. Again, this is an enzyme. Ang trabaho ng enzyme is to speeds up a reaction. Usually, they could do inserting a molecule, such as this one. Fumarase enzyme is the one that will insert water to the fumarate. As you can see, from the structure niya, merong na-insert na OH dito sa part nito at isang hydrogen dito sa part nito. Okay? So, it becomes a malate structure. Ang tawag dito sa reaction na to is hydration process. Next, we also have hydrogenation of alkenes. When you say hydration is adding water. Hydrogenation is adding H2 sa structure. Okay, tatunan na. Hydration, adding to water. Hydrogenation is adding H2. It has the same purpose. You break a pi bond. Then, it will insert H2 sa structure niya. As you can see, from the alkene, this is to alkane. Tatandaan ha, hydration, insert water from alkene, it becomes an alcohol. Hydrogenation, from alkene, insert ng H2, it becomes an alkane or single bond. Okay, so again, nag-break yung bond, tapos nadagdagan ng dalawang hydrogen. An example of this in biochem is the polyunsaturated fats. When you say polyunsaturated fats, ito yung may mga double bond na fats natin. So, nag-undergo yan ng hydrogenation or insert of H2 para maging hydrogenated, para maging tinatawag nating saturated fat. Ibig sabihin ng saturated fat, single bonded structure. Ibig sabihin ng unsaturated, double bonded. Pag sinabing polyunsaturated, madaming double bond. This one is dalawang double bond. Considered na siya as polyunsaturated. Okay? So, from double bond, the fat, nag-undergo ng hydrogenation, na-break lahat ng pi bonds, nadagdagan ng hydrogen, it becomes a saturated fat or the single bonded fats. Okay, now let's have dehydration. When you say dehydration, remove water, then you forms pi bond or magiging double bond. So, here, baliktad to, kabaliktaran ng hydration, from alcohol, remove water, remove HNOH or water, it becomes a alkene plus H2O. O, ganun lang. So, an example nito in real biochem is the 2-phosphoglycerate. It has OH and hydrogen sa structure niya. Meron siyang enzyme na gagamitin to remove the H2O. Remove. Of course, once H and OH is removed, it can form double bond, which is now the phosphoenol pyruvate plus water. This can be seen in glycolysis in carbohydrates metabolism. So, mapag-aaralan nyo to actually sa lecture ito meron eh. Okay? Diba sabi ko sa inyo, oxidation has two meanings. Removal of H2 and addition of oxygen. Okay. If it is alcohol oxidation to aldehyde, we remove H2. But if it is an aldehyde that will undergo oxidation, papuntang carboxylic acid, we add one oxygen. Okay, kagaya nito. Removal of two hydrogens. Okay, 1 and 2. So, two hydrogen. So, since matatanggal si hydrogen, magkakaroon ng electron si carbon. Si oxygen natanggalan ng isang hydrogen, of course, magkakaroon siya ng isang electron. Of course, it forms now the C double bond OH. Okay? Which is from alcohol, it becomes an aldehyde. And next is the inserting of one oxygen from aldehyde. Oxidation process pa din yun, which is now formed the C double bond OH, which is a carboxylic acid. Okay? Secondary alcohol, when you say primary, ganito lang ibig sabihin ng primary. Yung COH natin, merong nakadikit na isang R group or carbon. That's the meaning of a primary. When you say secondary, yung COH natin may nakadikit na dalawang R group or carbon group. That's why it's called secondary alcohol. So, secondary alcohol can also undergo oxidation by removal of 2H2. Again, meron siyang isang hydrogen, tatanggalan kay carbon, so mababalik yung isang electron. Hydrogen dito sa oxygen natin, matatanggal din. So, mababalik yung electron kay oxygen, can now form the double bond. Kaya ito ay magiging C double bond O R nga lang. Again, C double bond OC or R group is a ketone actually. Hindi siya aldehyde. So, alcohol to ketone is possible only if your alcohol is secondary. Okay? This one, alcohol to aldehyde is only possible if your alcohol is a primary alcohol. Tatandaan niya na. Next, there will be no further oxidation, hindi magkakaroon ng addition of one oxygen. Kasi, di ba nga dumidikit ang oxygen sa hydrogen, dito sa COC natin wala ng hydrogen. Kaya X dito, no possible product para si ketone ay mag-undergo ng oxidation. Bawal mag-undergo ng oxidation si ketone. Again, sa functional group niya na COC, walang hydrogen na didikitan ng oxygen. Tatandaan niyo na. Next. This is an example in biochem of oxidation of alcohols, which is from this one, C double bond OH. Nadagdagan siya ng isang oxygen. Again, this is already an aldehyde. Okay. So, madadagdagan lang siya ng isang oxygen. And this one also. Next is the reduction of an aldehyde. When you say reduction, could mean two meanings. Dalawa. Kabalik na rin ito ng oxidation. Insert H2 or remove one oxygen. Okay? So, this is an example where we insert two hydrogen nun sa structure natin. So break yung pi bond. So, na-break isa kay carbon, isa kay oxygen. Kaya si carbon now becomes CH2. OH mo, O mo becomes OH. Okay? Again, dalawang hydrogen yung in-insert natin. So, just like this, glucose, mag-undergo ng reduction, adds H2. So, isa dito sa ating, pag na-break to, ibig sabihin, si carbon and oxygen, dadagdagan ng hydrogen. Kaya, naging CH2, at yung oxygen natin ay may OH. So, this is called glucose, reduction ng hydrogen, H2, it becomes a glucositol. We also have oxidation of aldehydes. And ito, na-discuss ko na kanina, oxidation could be adding oxygen. So, here naman, adding oxygen dun dito sa structure natin by a reducing agent. So, it could be glucose. It forms na gluconic acid. So, this one is reduction of ketones which we add H2 doon sa ketone part natin. Adds H2. So, again, ketone is the C double bond OC. So, ano yung possible na pwedeng mangyari is, again, break bond. Si carbon magkaka-electron, si oxygen magkaka-electron. Diyan, didikit yung hydrogen. Kaya nagka-CH, tapos naging OH. So, this is an example where nasaan ang ating pinaka-structure. So, ito. Carbon, oxygen, carbon dito. So, this is a COC. So, mabibreak yung bond. So, si carbon dito, si oxygen din. So, malalagyan ng OH dito at may imaginary hydrogen dito sa carbon. Okay? This is an example of a reduction of ketones in biochem. Don't worry, ma-elaborate pa naman po kapag na-discuss na sa other parts. Okay? We also have reduction of carboxylic acid. This one is reduction of carboxylic acid, remove oxygen, and so kagaya nito, from acetic acid, it becomes an alcohol. So, a much better view is removal of oxygen first, dito sa structure. Then, adding H2 doon sa structure. So, bibreak yung bond dito. May imaginary hydrogen dito. Tapos, magkaka-OH dito. That's why it becomes an alcohol. Kabalik na rin to ng oxidation of alcohol. Okay, let's have or identify reactions. So, this, as you can see, we have an alkene. Tapos, may H2O ka. So, probably nag-break yung pi bond, nagka-electron si carbon dito. So, magiging CH dito, or CH2, tapos may hydrogen. Tapos dito, nandito yung OH natin. Possibly, ayan. So, anong tawag po dito? Hydration of alkene. Okay, this one naman, as you can see, this is COC. So, this is ketone. As you can see, possibly nag-break yung bond. Tapos may dumikit na H at H dito sa carbon. So, this becomes an alcohol. Ang tawag dito ay dalawang H yung nadagdag. So, this is reduction of ketone. Okay. Next, number 3. Okay, so dito sa part na to, natanggal yung bond, nagkaroon dito ng electron, paditin dito, didikit yung tig-isang hydrogen, so kaya siya naging single bond. So from alkene part, naging alkene part siya, itong part na to naging alkene. Ang tawag dito ay adding of H2 pa din, so reduction. Okay, next. Glyceraldehyde, naging glyceric acid, so aldehyde. Tapos, ito ay glyceric acid, so carboxylic acid. So, yun na yung clue. Yung imaginary hydrogen dito, di ba this is carbon? May nakadikit na 1, 2, 3. So, may imaginary hydrogen dyan. Dadikitan ng isang oxygen, yung hydrogen. So, this is oxidation. Number 5, malate taking oxaloacetate. Okay, as you can see, nagtanggal ng dalawang hydrogen. So, nagtanggal si carbon ng hydrogen, magkaka-electron yan. Natanggalan si oxygen ng isang hydrogen, magkaka-electron siya. Nag-form ng double bond. Ang tawag dito ay removal of hydrogen. So, ibig sabihin, this is oxidation. As you can see, na-break yung bond. Nagkaroon si carbon ng isang electron, nagkaroon si oxygen ng isa. So, possibly, may dumikit na dalawang hydrogen from this. Isa dito, isa dito. Meron ka ng OH. So, this is reduction. Okay? So, ayun lang po ang topics natin for this